Well, here we are at part 44, my WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth playthrough. And I'm going to say this, the month of July is a long one, and I mean that, not that there's a lot of parts, but after this part, because this one's a short one, we're going to have two really long ones, especially the next one. Yeah, part 45 was definitely a long one, and by long, I mean it's long in length. I think it's at least 20 minutes, probably a bit longer. But it also only encompasses one single show. It's not like a Raw and a SmackDown or a Raw and a pay-per-view. It's just one show, and it was not a fun night for me. Well, technically day, because I was playing it in the day, but you know, these shows occur at night. I'll be quiet now. Let's talk about the game here. I'll talk about Part 45 when Part 45 comes. I think this can happen twice per story mode, where you get asked if you want to take part in a movie. If you take the part, it will skip you ahead a few months. I believe it drops you off in October. I'm not too sure on that. It's been a while since I've taken the movie part, but if you feel like your season mode's going slow and you just want to move ahead to the end, you take the part and then you go into the movie. You don't actually see the movie or anything. It's just implied that you had a part in it. I'm pretty sure it's playing up The Rock's part in the Scorpion King. That's what it's trying to play through, but I didn't do that. We're going to keep going here. I'm going through as much as I can. If it skips, that's because I had no choice. Now, we've already seen a pay-per-view in England before. That was Rebellion in last year. This time we're going to Insurrection, which I missed in the first year because I was still on Heat in the month of July. Now, this story here with Kevin Nash, God. No, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll leave it till part 46 when we get to the climax of this feud. So basically, I'm in a program with Kevin Nash because some kid came up to him and asked for my autograph from him. So he's not happy about that. Understandable. So I think tonight, I believe I had a match with Kevin Nash. We'll see it soon here. After I finish talking with the Big Show, who coincidentally was also signing autographs. Walk forward. And magic. Okay, let's... So this match here, I believe I actually lose this one, and it's not on purpose, but at least I'm not defending my championship, non-title match. I was really rusty at this point, and I'm going to be rusty again as soon as I start playing once more, because I don't play this game all at once. I mean, I remember that one time where I just sat down one day and got through from, I don't know, the month of July all the way through the month of January. It was a fun day. I mean, I got to really get into playing the game again, but I haven't gotten back to that. And, you know, in that day, I learned how to play the game. And then I kind of forgot because I stopped playing for a while, and I had that footage for months. Speaking of footage, I'm going to have to get more after the month of July here. I was planning on playing today, actually, but we'll see what comes of that. It's a bit later than I was hoping to do this voiceover here, but whatever. I've got my second championship, and as you can see, it also has the same problem as the first one, where it's just kind of floating around me. We haven't actually seen Kevin Nash's entrance here, and he's only got an NWO entrance in the game. He doesn't have a singles entrance. Which, you know, it is what it is. He was in the NWO at the time, and they're not going to add two entrances for him, not like they would have done for Hogan. I don't even know if they did for Hogan. I think they did. I think he's got an NWO entrance and a non-NWO entrance. I'd have to check. But Nash, he was in the NWO for a while, and I mean, he remained in the NWO, because Hogan didn't. Nash did, Hall was fired, but then there was also X-Pac and Big Show, Shawn Michaels, and Booker T temporarily. So Kevin Nash, I'd call myself a Kevin Nash fan. He's obviously not the best wrestler in the world. I mean, he's a big guy. swear that I turned my computer to stop going into sleep mode or whatever, but whatever. Back on topic, I like Kevin Nash. I liked him more as Diesel when he first came into the WWF back in the early 90s. And like I said, he was not the best wrestler ever, but he was oozing charisma. I guess they put it that way. And he was fun to watch just because he was such a big guy. He's a big powerhouse. How are you going to stop this giant guy, right? Oh, well, not much to talk about this match. Steam sales have started for Christmas. And, you know, I'm not one of those people who goes that the sales are bad. I mean, just because a game I want isn't on sale, I don't be like that. I know there are people who are like that, and I don't get it. I mean, there's games on sale. What's to complain about? It's the way they're handling the flash, or not the flash sales. There's still the same amount of flash sales this time around. It's the community choice, the vote sales. Instead of voting voting 3 times a day, you vote once a day. And I mean, that's worse than last year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's worse. You get 3 games, and it says one of them gets an additional discount. The other games are usually on sale for the amount that they get put on sale anyway. And I mean, there hasn't been a game on there that I've wanted to buy, but maybe there will be one day, and I would rather have more opportunities for it, because in the community choice and the flash sales, there's usually games that don't go on sale in the main daily sales. And I mean, I have most of the AAA titles that I want. The only exception being, I don't even want Borderlands anymore, so I kind of lost interest in that. But anyway, I haven't bought anything yet, but it's only 3 days in at the time of this recording, which is Saturday the 20th. Hey, that means tomorrow We Man's Winter Wrestling starts again. But anyway, I've only bought one game. That was Freedom Planet, which is if you like the Sega Genesis, you will like this game. The story mode is nothing to cry home about. At first I thought it was going to be really bad, but for the most part, it's not bad, it's not good, it's just eh. There are cringeworthy parts, there are parts that are not that bad, but for the most part it's just eh, I don't really care about it. Best to just play Classic Mode and play through the game itself, because if you play through Classic Mode and just play it from stage by stage, I could have easily seen that being a Sega Genesis game. And by a Sega Genesis game, I could have easily seen it being a Sega CD game. But it's fun if you just ignore some of the bullshit Sonic fanfiction that it's got going on. Speaking Dragon Ball Z, because that's something I wanted to do, and I'm not going to do a review anymore. It's too much work, too much dealing with a shitty program like Pinnacle, and too much being too lazy to get Sony Vegas on my laptop. I will be just doing playthroughs of the games. I'll start with Budokai 1, and I'll try to make that one short, because there's nothing interesting about Budokai 1. But I hope to make guides for the other games, like this is how you do this, or sort of guides. Playthroughs that you can use as guides, I'll say. Especially Budokai 2, Budokai 3, and Legendary Super Warriors. Because those 3 have the most going on about them. And speaking of wrestling, I've already said that I do plan to get to Here Comes the Pain playthrough at some point. But we still have to finish Shut Your Mouth first here. And that was a really close call there. But you know, given how small I am compared to Nash, it's not that surprising that I'm losing here. And here's his finisher, the Jackknife Powerbomb. It's just a release powerbomb instead of bending down with them or going into a sitting position. You just throw them down from on top of your shoulders, and it was a big deal because Kevin Nash is like 7 feet tall, so falling from that height would hurt. Not gonna lie. But I lost. I didn't try to. I lost. But I still got my title. We're not quite done here though, because Kevin Nash is mad that some kid wanted my autograph from him. And he's gonna beat me up. It's not like I haven't done this to opponents before, so I can't be too mad, right? This part was kind of a boring part. Sorry about that. But we will see more when part 45